Second. Let's see. Peace and love. Can y'all hear me? Is everything good? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Sound check good. Everybody says sound check's good. All right. Nice and clear. So let's get started with class. Let's get it. All right. So you see this private trustee mentee. If you're if you're part of this, you pay for the webinar. I'm gonna make sure you get access to this and the free conference call download. Okay, the free conference call download. The folder is gonna look like this. It says Fund Me Webinar 8/18/2023. All right. So that's what it's gonna look like. Now let's get to it, so y'all can see actually. Now look, see, I just want you to see the second folder. The second book, the second ebook, that's the answer to your question, Dick Howland. That's the answer to your question. Boy, they didn't even let me start class yet. Well, I get paid for interviews now. I hope y'all know that. Peace and love. Peace and love. Now, I'll make sure y'all still see on my screen. That's because I don't know what y'all looking at. Let me see. All right, so this is from the credit report webinar I did. And it's going to show you how to use UCC1 as trade lines as well. All right. But this is for building your credit, okay? Now, the 24-hour do-it-yourself credit. Now, I want you to know there's different ways about going through the credit dispute process. So I want you to know we go directly to the headquarters. We do not send it. Look up the headquarters, okay? Corporate contacts, they have headquarters. All right? This is their corporate headquarters. Then I would contact the chief financial officer of each one. Boom, here's what we're looking for. So, when I'm disputing, now there's more to this as well. And I'm going to actually upload another ebook. Let me see if I can find it. All right, that's that was my DOT stuff. All right, I think this is it. Okay, this is it. So let me upload that as well. So what this is going to show you everybody who actually has access to your credit reports. And this ebook comes from the only credit protection bureau there is. There's only one credit bureau, okay? And that's the CFPB. These other credit companies are reporting agencies. They report information. They're not credit bureaus. I need everybody to understand that. That's one major key that will help you knocking these things off of your credit report. I just put that in the chat as well, all right? I just put that in the chat as well. And I'm going to go ahead and put the link to these files in the chat right now. So you already got access to all of them, okay? Now, when doing this, we're sending everything to the corporate headquarters. So we're looking at Experian right now. Chief Financial Officer Lloyd Pitchford. We're going to address our letters to Lloyd Pitchford. Doing business as Chief Financial Officer. This is how you adjust the letters. All right? Now, with this that everybody got access to that paid for this class and all my private mentees, if you didn't get this class, you want access to this class, go to lightneverbefore.org. This is called Fund Me. Now, I know I got a bunch of new people. I went over this in an earlier class. So these are the things you want to get a freeze on before you even dispute anything. So we got the employment screening. Who actually does these things? ADP does a screening. Employment info. First Advantage Corporation. It shows you right here how to freeze your report. And the significance of freezing your report is going to be, how can they verify the information if your report is frozen? Does this make sense to everybody? How can a company verify your information if your information is frozen? Let me know if this makes sense to everybody. Wade says yes. Tad says yes. Because where are you going to pull the information from? How can they verify the information if your information is frozen? You have to understand, these are your accounts. They're putting these accounts, you're claiming the name, but yet they're buying and trading debt on without your permission, without your knowledge. So you got to understand how to put a stop to these things. You signed up for these. When you sign up and get and don't have your own security agreements and promissory notes into play, what you're doing is actually giving them the permission to handle your securitize these agreements. You're handing them, you're signing them over fiduciary status. And if everybody's new and doesn't understand what a fiduciary is, a fiduciary is someone who manages money or property for someone else. When you name a fiduciary and accept the role, you must, by laws, manage the person's money and property for their benefit, not yours. So it is for the benefit, and this is coming from the Consumer Financial and Protection Bureau. So you need to understand what you're signing. And you can always, within 3 days, regardless, you can rewrite the security agreements, the promissory notes. You got 3 days. That's 72 hours. You got 72 hours to rewrite them already. I have my security agreements, promissory notes ready. Get them stamped up. You don't have to put it on the record right away, but get a time stamp on those things. So here's the addresses right here. I'm showing it on the screen. Let me show my TikTok family. This is the address for Experian right here. The corporate headquarters right here. And then we got the Chief Financial Officer. We'll address it to him, certified mail. And look up the CFPB Consumer Reporting Company list. And this is a free list. It's 35 pages. And it's going to show you everybody you can freeze your report and everybody who's reporting information on your accounts out here in the public. Whether you pay $2 or $10, I've already given you $1 million worth of gain. Wouldn't you agree? So you can see all the different companies. The main ones, they even got tenant screenings, bank screenings. Strategy is a main bank screening. Check Systems, CrossCheck Inc., Early Warning Services, Global Payment Check Services, Telecheck. Everybody's heard of Telecheck. I'll show you how you can freeze these reports. You go there, you do this, you freeze the reports. You can also write to them. You can also write to these addresses in writing. Look up every single one of the chief financial officers as well, or even their CEOs. If they don't have a CFO, address it to the CEO, the chief executive officer. LexisNexis is a big one. Yes, you can send it to the CFOs or the CEOs. See, I like you when you ask questions about stuff we're going through. If I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. So every company has a CEO or a CFO, but we're dealing with accounts. So I like to address it to the CFO. Wade says he has ordered a LexisNexis report before. Well, I'm showing you, most of these people, you can go online and freeze your reports right away, but will show you how you can freeze your reports. And LexisNexis is connected to a lot of them, so just freezing Lexis alone can help a lot of different companies. But here's insurance exchange companies. There's medical companies. Clarity Services is a big one. And you see who owns Clarity Services? Experian. They collect information on payday loans, installment loans, auto loans, check cashing services, rent-to-own transactions, telecommunication accounts. CoreLogic is a big one. CoreLogic. Freeze that report right away. You want it? It's going to take. It took me about an hour to freeze. I went through this list. It took me about an hour to freeze all my reports. SageStream just got acquired by LexisNexis. This is what Tyler said. This is correct. I used to freeze it through SageStream, but it did get acquired by LexisNexis. LexisNexis and CoreLogic. CoreLogic is deep in the prison system on collecting information as well. But I'm showing you how to freeze your consumer report. Innovis is a big one too. Innovis is a big one, but freeze it. Freeze it. You can go to the CFPB. I'm not answering questions on TikTok. I'm in a class right now. If you want this class, go to likeneverbefore.org. Click the link in the bio. It says Fund Me Webinar. You can get access to the class, or you can just sign up and become a member at likeneverbefore.org. Click the link in the bio. So SageStream is a good one. Now here's your utility companies. Every time you pay something, they report. You got to understand, they're your fiduciaries. They're doing what you tell them to do. So that's 35 pages. And go through the list and do them all. This is what I suggest doing before disputing anything off your credit reports. Now, does anybody have any questions over anything I went over? I'm not sure how things work in Canada with actual credit, but I'm sure that's how you would do it. Something similar. You have a treasurer or a financial officer, whoever's handling the money at those accounts, the corporate headquarters. So you see here we got TransUnion. I didn't show you everybody, but send it to the corporate headquarters. Do not send it to the dispute department. You make them dispute it for you. They have 2 different addresses. You see this right here. And then you just go through the list. TransUnion, Chicago. Get the headquarters address. See, they're trying to hide it from us, ain't they? And they're global too. But look, they got one in Canada, just like you said. So they have a global office. They have one in Canada. But here's the one for Chicago. They also have one in Virginia. I would write all of these. They also have one in Mexico. I would write all of these. We'll put this link in the chat for my class. No, I do not do these online. I always do these in writing. Great question, Wei. I do not deal with these online whatsoever. Whatsoever. Now, once you're doing all of these, what I do online, and here's the Todd Cello. He's the CFO of TransUnion. Now, what I will do online is submit a complaint. Once these things are put in, once you got these things in the mail, I'll keep track of all the certified mailing numbers, and then I submit the complaint to the CFPB. This is the real Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It says .gov on the website. This is how you know it's a real credit bureau. Is everybody following along so far in the class? So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is the only real credit bureau, and they're serving the people. It shows you how to start a new complaint right here. And you just attach the documents that you've already utilized as exhibits. Now, if it's if you have a loan older than 36 months, they've usually claimed insurance as abandoned property on the Federal Deposit Insurance Company. And then this is how you submit a complaint. You can submit a complaint with all your debt obligations, show that you paid, you never abandoned the property, right with the FDIC to make that insurance claim. Because if you don't do it, they're going to do it in 36 months. I'm not going to get too deep. I want to keep this on the public information. But you see the type of products involved: checking accounts, mortgage loans, certificates of deposit. You got to understand, when you're signing a promissory note, that's a form of a certificate of deposit. The notes get securitized into something called asset-backed securities. I'm going to show you, because this is the route. This is the route we take to dispute these debts. Let me know if you're not familiar with what an asset-backed security is. Say, I'm new to ABSs, Don, or I'm new to MBSs. MBSs are mortgage-backed securities. So anytime you pay a note, you pay a debt, okay? You pay a debt, you pay a loan, you pay a lease, you pay a credit card. This becomes a receivable on their balance sheet, and it takes form of a bond or a note. All right? So when you learn how to take access to these things, this is what's going to make you a true secure party creditor. All right, Jade says she's new. That's okay. I send my letters out right away. As soon as I freeze it, I send it out. It's frozen automatically. When you freeze online, your stuff's done automatically. So I'm about to explain what an asset-backed security is, so you can understand this is the route we go. When you can prove the securitization process, you see this auto loan ABS. So it's not nothing I'm making up, okay? A car financing is another large category of ABS. The cash flows on the auto loan include monthly interest payments, principal payments, and prepayments. So you got to understand this. When you go to the store, they say debit or credit, right? You run it as debit, that's subtraction. That's not rocket science. When you run it as credit, that's an add. That's an addition. You're giving that store credit. Think about it. So when you're using your Social Security trust, this is a trust now, Social Security Trust Administration. All right? When you go and look who owns the United States debt, it's the Social Security Trust Fund. Exactly what you have access to. The Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the United States national debt. So you add to this when you run it as debit. But you're accessing the credit they owe you when you run it as credit. So you got to understand, you do not have to pay this back. This is what's already due to you. Your access and your credit. Think about it. They need your autograph, and then you get credit. That means you're valuable. That's how valuable your autograph is already. You're already valuable. So you got to understand, you now take place of an investor. You take place of an investor because everything is free. This is your credit. Think about it. When you get utilities, they need your social. Anything you need, they need your social. This is a trust fund. You're taking a loan from a trust fund, but the thing is they already owe you. If you understand compound interest, you understand whole life insurance, this is an insurance policy. It's a retirement fund. You're taking loans from that, and you're giving it to them when it's supposed to be used for your well-being. Let me know that this is starting to make sense. Stacy says she's new to ABSs. So auto loans are ABSs, credit card receivables. So every time you make a payment, they send you a coupon. This is showing you how much credit they're accessing from your Social Security trust fund. All you have to do is write approved. Instead, you send them an investment. And so they securitize your investment, whether it's a credit card, student loans. Now, let me make this make more sense. Let's go to the mortgage-backed securities, because this is where I learned it first. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. I'm going to show you why there's no liability, because they use something called a pass-through entity or pass-through trust. They're using your name as a special purpose vehicle. Pass-throughs right here. So pass-throughs are structured as trusts in which mortgage payments are collected and passed through to investors. They typically have stated maturities of 5, 15, or 30 years. The life of a pass-through may be less than the stated maturity, depending on the principal payments. You're making the payments. You're the main investor. This is what everybody is now understanding in this game. You got to learn the investment game. So mortgage-backed securities are variations of asset-backed securities. They are formed by pulling together mortgages exclusively. A mortgage is a mortgage payment. They're not talking about land here. They're talking about that contract, that mortgage payment. You created a security, made yourself collateral, and said you would pay every month. And then they sell them to brokers. I'm showing you. If you signed up August 23rd, Instagram is allowing me to have subscribers again. But sign up, become a subscriber. I'll show you exactly how to access these securities and push them through. I'll show you how to push them through to your accounts. This is what we do. It's called a securitization process. You can run a securitization audit. Now, let me know that this is making sense to everybody. Yes, special purpose vehicles. So listen, I don't know what you're not understanding. When they send you a coupon in the mail, you think it's a bill. Only presidents get bills, and you can approve them. Only a president can pass a bill. Can somebody put that in the chat for me, please? Only a president can approve and pass a bill. Think about it. They give you a bill. You can approve it. Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. We're not going to get too deep on this today. Go grab the private sector to book on Don Kalam. We're talking about debts. I'm just showing you why it works for me. I understand the game. You need to study it. If you don't know banking, you don't know real law, you're not going to understand this shit. So study it. I'm showing you why my way works. Now, hard inquiries. We do have a dispute letter that we utilize. All the members should have access to that. Let me see. I should have it right here. I'll give it to the class. It ain't no thing, man. Let me see if I can't find it real quick. I'm telling you, who else going to drop this to you? $2, $10, whatever it was. Don Kalam always brings $1 million worth of game right to your doorstep, right to the forefront, right to your fingertips. I've already said a mouthful. I've already broke down the whole fraud in a matter of minutes. In a matter of minutes, it's nothing but a G thing, baby. It's nothing but a G thing. We do this in our sleep. So right now what I'm looking for is a Don Colum dispute letter. So I don't want you to get too hemmed up. Now, I need you to understand what I do, though, when I'm disputing these people, all right? Because somebody said Wells Fargo. The dispute letter is actually for Wells Fargo. So let's get it. You know? But I want y'all to know, pre-dispute letter, right? Pre-dispute letter. I make sure I have my name as an LLC. I have a holding company or my church. I have a holding company or my church. They're the ones representing me. They're the ones representing the name. They're the ones taking, hey, we represent this name. Yeah, we always run everything as credit. Because you got to understand, you can claim the interest back. You're always going to get the interest back. We never run it as debit. Now, look, so this is the actual dispute letter for Wells Fargo. Think about it. You get a debt note. They give you money when you run as debit. Federal Reserve notes are illegal. So, look, we'll be happy to settle any financial obligations we may owe. Let me add this to the folder for y'all. Debt dispute letter. Make sure y'all get this. Yes, my temple, my church, my 508, whatever it may be, they'll represent me for full redemption. You got to understand bonds first. I'm breaking you down to asset-backed security. If you don't understand that process, do not try it. As simple as that. We're going to stick to the easy public stuff. So don't ask me about no private questions. You want private questions? You want to break down on how we do this? Then you need to drop a private one-on-one consult. You pay $2, you pay $10. We're not going to get deep today. Keep your old Bill Nye the Science Guy ass. Go look it up yourself. Don't ask Don Colum. You want to pick my mind? I need to pick your pockets, baby boy. So look, breaks down what credit is. And look, here's why this is important. Here's your deletion systems right here. These are the main ones. But when you understand the Securities Exchange Commission, that's the SEC. That works as well. Now, I do want to say there is credit unions. It's called the NCIU, and this is who you file it with instead of the FDIC. This is the National Credit Union Administration, and you have to file it with these people because this is insurance and this is a private contract. The government cannot interfere with private contracts. So you do have to file these claims yourself. You have to put a claim on the insurance. That's all court cases are. That's all bonds are. That's all everything in commerce is learning how to put a claim on the Social Security Trust insurance policies. Okay, these are all insurance policies. Now let me know that that makes sense. If you got a court cause, a court claim, that's a claim. If the prosecutor has a claim on your insurance policy. So yes, you can file NCIA if it is a credit union that you're dealing with. Now understand, credit unions are part of the private sector. Public banks are owned by the government. This is why they're under bankruptcy. If anybody's dealing with the public bank system, they're under the public government rules and regulations. You do not have control. You can never hand down wealth. You never have true wealth, ever. A public bank is owned and operated by a state or city government in public interest. The Bank of North Dakota is the only public bank in the United States. Public banks may be better positioned to benefit city and state entities. Understand it. Even you look up the word bank. The true definition of bank is the seat on which a judge sits. So when you start looking up the private sector, you start learning up private wealth, private knowledge, private education, you're going to see the private sector is the part of the national economy that's not under direct control of the government. So we can look at, like Charles Schwab. This is a form of private banking. Charles Schwab, Goldman Sachs, over here in America. This is a form, investment banking, securities, investment management firms. This is a form of private banking. Let me know that everybody's following along. This is why I got the Treasury. This right here, the book, Treasury Direct, Treasury Accounts by Don Kalam. Just look up Don Kalam Treasury, right? Treasury Direct Investing. #1 bestseller on Amazon. There's a reason it's #1 bestseller. Everybody look up the book. This is going to break down to show you how to actually show your private banks. Create a private bank. I'll break it down how to create an actual private bank. And the reason being is if somebody takes something from your private bank, that is bank robbery. That is bank robbery. So if you don't have that book, go get the book. Simple as that. And now, if you do have the book, some of this stuff is going to make more sense for you. So Goldman Sachs is the actual private bank. This is private banking, and you never save money. You invest it. You got to understand what the public banks are doing. They're investing your money. You're an investor in their bank, fractional reserve banking. A bank is which only a fraction of a bank deposit is required to be available for withdrawal. Banks only need to keep a specific amount of cash on hand and can create loans from the money you deposit. So they're flipping your money right away. They're flipping your money right away. They're investing your money right away. You're an investor. You're not claiming your proceeds. So when you start learning how to be a private banker, this is what we file against our credit. It's called a 1099 INT. We claim the interest as the principal as the main investor. And we claim it directly with public banks and private banks alike. Reach out to Don Kalam, book a one-on-one. We can do that, help you with that. But I'm breaking you down the game right now. These are the things that we do on a daily basis. Now, we're going to want actual accounting. This is what we're requesting. And we want verification of the claim, a sworn affidavit. They can never show it. We want the contract signed by both parties. We want the original, true, and certified copy, not a photocopy, the original note. They'll never show it. And then we need the individuals to sign this under an affidavit. You know, we need a signature. Now, if they can't provide this, that means the debt did not exist in the first place or it's been paid in full, and now they have damages they have to suffer. This is our fee schedule. Now we can invoke a fee schedule. Now we have an affidavit on it for the record. We let them know we are national. We let them know we know about the bankruptcy, the Senate report number, 93-519, 93rd Congress, summary of emergency powers since the bankruptcy. We accept all the facts in the claim. The respondent can prove authority to make the presentments. All right, now we talk about the DTCC, how they collateralize everything. They use the SS5, they create the Social Security number, and this is what creates the equitable title for the United States. Now, we let them know under 18 U.S.C. 1964, they've developed a pattern of racketeering. No one can ask for a payment in a specific coin. And there's no money, so no one can demand payment. The United States will discharge debt dollar for dollar. The fine is aware there's no such thing as legal tender or not good and lawful money. You've got to understand money. When you start understanding the different types of money, we're dealing with the fiduciaries, so there is something called fiduciary money, okay? The fiduciary money is money like a paper money, gold or silver, but a fiduciary money, promises to pay, specified amounts of gold and silver. These promises were initially issued by individuals or companies as banknotes or the transfer of book entries that came to be called deposits. So this is what's going on. It's called fiduciary money. Your card is a money. So you got to understand the dollar bill's never been worth anything. It's what you believe. You know? You want to book a consult, you can go to likeneverbefore.org, likeneverbefore.org. So I'm letting y'all know the different types of money. There's commodity money. This is a good one right here. Gold and silver is commodity money, or even the future, for when they have it in the future. They have fiat money. That's a government-issued currency. And, you know, the Federal Reserve is not with the government, so the U.S. dollar is not even with the government. So it's not lawful money, never has been. So you got to understand fiduciary money, how to truly move bonds and securities. And a lot of people's not doing it correctly. But we're not going to dig deep into that today. We're sticking to the credit and getting funding. I'm showing you how to get rid of debt, okay? So this letter right here does it all. There's some more case law. We're asking for the employee affidavit and the registration of the business. And we need all the tax and bond receipts dealing with that account. You got to understand it's an account. So we want the OIDs, the A's, the 1099Cs, all tax and bond receipts. We're doing this from our holding company, or we're doing this from our ministry trust, all right? We're doing this as our name as a business. We create our name as an LLC. With the 24-hour do-it-yourself. So these are the people you're going to send it to. CFPB, FTC, also send it to the IRS. It's the administrative process. And that's within the letter as well. You see, it says do it right here with everything. With bankruptcies and judgments, it shows you how to get out of that as well. This is a quick 15-page do-it-yourself real quick. And there's also, you see right here, a complaint. We're complaining about the incomplete and inaccurate information. And then here are the numbers for the 24-hour express deletion. 1-855-414-6048. Enter your social, then press 2, then 1, then 2, then 3, and ask to speak to the fraud department. After it's frozen, though, then you're going to want to say, you get these hard inquiries off. Say that you have noticed inquiries on your report, or you notice someone applied for something in your name. Make them aware, according to the FCRA, Federal Credit Reporting Act, illegally, these unverified and unauthorized items must be removed. List all the accounts that are not attached to your open or closed accounts. If you have a Citibank card that you opened in May 2018 and you have an inquiry from Citibank dated May 2019, this item can't be deleted. If you have an inquiry from Chase, you do not open or close an account associated with the account, you can get it removed. They ask about you submitting an FTC police report of these accounts. Say you've already done this. Please just say you've already done it. If they ask, have you contacted the original creditor, say you've done it already. They may place you on hold. Don't panic. Here's how you do it, okay? So that's the game for you on that. Is there any questions over disputing in my class? This lady says no. Peace and love. Wade says we Gucci. The book's pretty much explaining it. It's pretty easy. You'll get a replay to this class. Always address things to the CFO. Make sure your credit is frozen on all aspects before doing the dispute process. So that way they can't even verify the information. That way the only information that can get verified is through you. Make your name the business. Make your church or your holding company represented. So that's two different businesses. Never claim to be the name. Always say you represent the account. It is an account. It is an account. You have to view it as such. Okay? View this as an account, not your goddamn name. All right? Now, in this book, it's going over some of the same things we just went over, but it is breaking down the private sector. This is the credit report book. All right, there's no pictures for people, so I apologize. Go to likeneverbefore.org, click the link in the bio. You want access to this class? All my private mentees got access to this class. Breaks down what a sole proprietorship is. You're already a sole proprietorship. Does anybody not know what a sole proprietorship is in my class? Yes, make your name a business. Yes. For the 80th time, yes. I don't register anything, so I don't use the word register. But yes, make your name a business. It's already an account. You've already made it a business. You're already operating, handling the fucking bookkeeping. It's already a business. Is Michael Jordan a name or a business? If they're paying a name, that means that name is a business. If you've ever got paid, that name got paid, not you. Dr. Lam gets paid directly. Dr. Lam don't have to show an ID to get his check. It means the name's a business. You show an employment ID to get your check. They verify that this is the account holder. That means the name is a business. You can't write off anything if the name's not a business. Think about it. Yes, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Does everybody make sense of this so far? If you don't make sense of it, you need to book a consult. You slow as a motherfucker, because I explain that easy like Sunday morning. I explain that easier than my ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Quick and easy like my ex-girlfriend. I swear to God. Right is right and wrong is wrong. We're going to have to create a slow cast for you. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody else, we following along? We good? We good? We good? Let me know in the chat, class. This lady says yes. Let me see if I can make it where all right, there we go. It should be good now. We good? Everybody type in the chat. Let me know that you're following along. You understand disputes. Yes, we have a class about 508. Become a private mentor, you have access to that class. But that's not what I asked. I asked if we have questions. Does anybody got questions over the dispute process that we just talked about? Not you hard-headed people. We're asking me questions about everything, every which way up under the moon. Like, we're talking about credit today. Credit. We just went over disputes. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to, listen, I'm keeping track of everybody to do this stuff because I'm putting y'all on the slow class, all right? You know, if we had a first floor, you would be there. That's the class you would be in, the first floor class. You know, when air, you know, them schools that didn't have no air conditioning, you motherfuckers got air conditioning. So I don't know who was smart, but your classes wasn't smart, but you got air conditioning. Y'all the ones that try to put on medicine and shit. Teachers start becoming a doctor all of a sudden. I think he needs Adderall. Like, bitch, you a teacher or a doctor now? You only get paid $30 a year, $30K a year. No wonder I ain't learning shit. Nah. We're good. The class is good. I'm gonna continue. So I'm gonna take it. Everybody knows how to dispute a debt. And I was trying to make it where everybody can talk to each other in a chat because it's only going to me for some reason. I don't know why. Now, I'm going to keep going to the credit report book. So I want y'all to know what I'm about to show you next. The credit report book goes over holding companies too. All right? But I'm not going to go over that today. But it doesn't mean you can't create one and still have it represent you. Now, what I'm about to go over, these hacks, same way with your church. So look, you can create a church out the blue. Go to Universal Life Church. All my new people, all my old school people, they know. Universal Life Church. And I'm going to create a new book over all of this. And you can become a ordained minister today online. Order all your documents so it's legal. Does anybody need me to go over this? Is anybody new to Universal Life Church? So just so you don't think you're doing something wrong by becoming an ordained minister. The wages of sin are death, all right? Death and debt, same thing. The Bible's a fact in the courtroom. What happens when you don't pay your bills? You go to court. So it all deals with the Bible. That's how I'm looking at it, okay? So learn how to deal with it with the preacher first. Confess your sins and let the church handle it so you can be reborn again. Does that make sense to everybody? The church can wipe away your debt. The church can wipe away your sins. Does that make sense? Does anybody need me to go over this? So just go to Universal Life Church. We're good to go. I'm taking the We're Good to Go class. Can y'all still hear me? Y'all still with me? Let me know in the chat because ain't nobody saying that. Let me know y'all still with me. Hold on. I think maybe I did something. Hold on. All right, check me out. Yeah. I got it all. Everybody's with me. We're back. I can see y'all's messages now. All right. Who's new to this? Hold on. I'm getting all y'all's messages. This is what I wanted earlier. All right. So anybody that's new to this, do y'all need me to go over this? So look, all you do is fill this out. It's just like it sounds. First name. Look, I'm just going to show you right now. So I would use my government name if I was you when doing this, but you can also use a different name. But you're going to represent the church regardless. Let me see. We're going to do info like neverbefore.org. I'm going to do this in Florida because I'm in Florida. I want your password. Now, get ordained now. So, boom, it's that simple. Now, this isn't good enough to use right away, okay? This isn't good enough to use right away. Order your official documents. Right here, you order your official documents, and you can put this on with your county deeds office, and you're a minister. As simple as that. You get your wallet license, 2 marriage certificates, you can marry people, your badge, your ordination credentials, and it'll show you exactly. Go to your state. So since I'm in Florida, it's going to show me exactly what I need to do. Is the ordination accepted? Minister registration required? No. Residency is irrelevant. Waiting period is 3 days for marriages. It tells you exactly what to do, how to perform a wedding, how to contact the clerk, how to get your documents, how to perform the wedding. View the wedding laws right here. It shows you everything that you need to do. So y'all good to go? Y'all, we good on this? You can order everything you need to be official. Universal Life Church. I've showed a lot of, I even helped celebrities. Okay? Now that's all you need to create your own church. I want you to see that Don Kalam, the Kingdom of Kalam, is an actual, I do have my own establishment. Everything I'm telling you, I've done. Kingdom of Kalam is a business. And I want you to see there are certain ways it does pay to become a private member and watch the old videos or become a member or book a private consult. It shows you how to operate as a 508c1a. This is my nonprofit, Articles of Incorporation nonprofit, Kingdom of Kalam. And you'll see that the entity that actually created is a record label, Goodyear Entertainment. Then when you look up the record label, you'll see the entity that actually created the record label is a holding company. So there's layers to this. And the holding company is in the charging order protection state and in Las Vegas. So that's how we move. That's how we do that, all right? Goodyear Entertainment owns Kingdom of Kalam. There's layers upon layers to it. It pays to invest. So I'm just showing you how I rock, I operate. I don't just talk about it. I am about it. And mostly everything's free. You can get this information. A lot of people will charge you a lot for this. So let's continue. A preacher can't wash away your sins. Now, what I'm about to show you now, this is on your personal credit. You cannot do this when your credit is frozen. You're going to have to wait till you get the disputes off and then unfreeze your credit, okay? And then this is where you can add trade lines, something called trade lines. Now, a UCC1 trade line is a little bit different. You can do that without your credit being frozen. I'm not going to go over that today. I'm going to show you the easy ones. So here's a few trade lines. It's in the book. Go to the end of the book. Page 298, trade line suppliers. I'm going to show you my favorite one. So you see we have multiple trade line suppliers. But my favorite one is TradeLineSupply.com. And once you unfreeze your credit, this will last on your credit for 3 months. And once you start getting your own credit cards and your own lines of credit, you can actually sell your spots so people can be an authorized user as well. So this is what it's like being an authorized user on somebody else's credit. And then I'm going to show you why this is important for business credit, okay? So when you look at the credit limits, the older, the better on personal credit too. But let's look at the high limits they have on here. So they have high limits, $58,000, $45,000. So look how much they cost. So $1,500 for the $58,000, and it's May 2008. So that's why it's so high. It's the history. And then we got another one, $45,000. So for about $2,400, $2,500, we can have $100,000 reporting on our credit, our personal credit, from 2 accounts. I would get another cheap one. Here's another one for $500. It has $35,000. So we can have $135,000 added on there for a little over $3,000. $135,000 added on our credit report. 3 trade lines for $3,500. I would do this, $135,000 for $3,000. That's how much it was, a little over $3,000. And that way, so if you want to go get personal credit or business credit, you're going to be able to go get it. Just thinking about it. And then if you got $100,000 showing, they'll give you $100,000 easily. But on a business account, they'll give you up to 10 times the amount. they'll give you up to $1 million. So 130,000, they would give you about 1.3 million on those certain banks and certain lenders, which I'm going to show you today. Let me show you the lenders that we go to. Does this make sense to everybody? Wade says he has done trade lines before. But does this make sense to everybody? How did the trade line work out for you, Wade? Everybody says it makes sense. Go to the credit report book. It's going to show you other trade line companies. And there's some that's really cheaper. So this one right here, let's click it. This one is usually cheap, okay? They email me all the time. They got business coaching. I gave you the email address in the book. You can reach out to them directly, support right here. Does not want to work with me. But just reach out to them directly. There's a number, you can call them. They also do personal funding as well, up to $150,000. Now, going to this top 10 start, let me make sure everybody. It says it tells you the day it reports before you purchase. Yeah, it tells you the days. There's usually days before. When you purchase it, you have to talk to them, not me. These are not my trade lines. All right? You reach out to them trade lines directly. You reach out to them companies. Do I look like I work for them? I'm showing you how to get them. You know what I'm saying? But it does tell you the days before you purchase them. It says, hey, this report's on the 28th, or this report's on the last day of the month. Now, once you have business, once you set up your business, you need to set up a business. I'm showing you why you should have your name as an LLC, right? So once you got your business set up, you got your credit established, you got your trade lines in view, you know, you can get something called Net 30 accounts. I should have a book. Let me see. I should have a book going over Net 30s. Let me just check really fast. If I see it, I'll make sure to put that in the Now Net 30s is just vendor credit. Boom, boom. So I remember about the time frame I got the book. So all right, boom. I'm in the credit guides right now. That's not it. One second, y'all. 1 second. I'm about to find this book for y'all. Well, I do got some right here. Boom, boom. Here it is, right here. Well, I thought it was it. So I did find some books, so I'll upload some books. I got y'all, man. I got y'all. I'm about to hook y'all up right now. So y'all gonna have to read these though, and then don't play with it. Apply it. Now, with the books that I'm gonna include in this class, what it's actually going over is gonna be how to establish business credit from a trust. So if you do have a private member or a private ministry trust, it's for you, really. It's for you. And it's going to show you how to establish Net 30 accounts. So my favorite Net 30 account is going to be Strategic Network Solutions. This is a Net 30 account. You sign up right away. They're going to give you $2,000 in credit. So you can sign up. They give you $2,000 in credit right away, okay? So go there, stnsol.com. This is a Net 30 account. And all Net 30s are, you can get gas cards. The book that I included is going to show you how to get gas cards, all of that. So unlimited business credit card loans. This is the book. It's going to show you how to create your business step by step. This is how you do it. Do not skip any steps, okay? Get the URL, corporation type, EINs, the 411 listing. It's going to show you how to do all of this step by step, okay? Do not play with it. Apply it. Now, once you got all this established, then you start getting Net 30 accounts. Granger, Quill, Set On, Uline. Okay? These are Net 30 accounts. These are directly for businesses. So then you'll start going to the Amazon.com, getting credit lines. Lowe's, you'll start getting gas cards. There's over 20 places you can get gas cards. JCPenney's accounts, Office Depot. Now we're going to more credit cards and more vendors. So Wells Fargo, Walmart, Home Depot, Macy's, Staples, Speedway. All right? And it shows you what to do if you don't get approved. I'll show you how to get around it for personal guarantee. More gas cards. Gas cards are endless, I'm telling you. They're giving gas away, I'm telling you. And then you're going to want to learn how to get credit cards. Once you start getting lines of credit, then you start getting credit cards, okay? That's how that works. And always put that you were 2 years in business. I don't care what the EIN says, you've been in business for over 2 years. Now, with the top 10, we go over the same thing with and how to establish your business and start getting different loans. All right. Now, if you are adding as a personal guarantee, it's good because you just added trade lines. You got your credit score to 850. I'm showing you make your name the business so you can get out of these things if anything happens. So you're good to go. Don't even worry about it. You're never liable. So here's companies already. Finance Factory, Become.com, On Deck, Midwest Corporate Credit, C Capital, Upwise Capital. We've used all of these. But these are Don Kalam's private ones, one-on-ones. You can reach out to these people directly, and they will give you funding for any business. They do have underwriters. You got access to the book, so just go look in the book, rewatch the class. This is who you contact. This is Don Kalam's Top 10 Startup. You can see the names of the books right here. So this is my top 10 people right here that I contact directly. All these links are good. I still get funding from these people. Reach out to them directly. My top 10, they're lenders, they're not banks. They're lenders, they're not banks, so things work differently. Lenders want to give, they're not going to get paid unless they're funding you. So this is one of my favorite ones right there. So you can see from 5,000 to 500,000, it's all Mexicans working for them. I got the people that you contact directly. Contact them directly. I've got funding from all of these people. All I've shown them was 3 months of bank statements. They're going off the average of those 3 months of bank statements. Did we talk about cash flow today? I didn't go over cash flow. If you pay $2 or you pay $10 for the class. You want to go in depth on what to put in and fill in when doing this, you need to book a one-on-one consult with DonKalam.com. Do not make this fucking strung out class. Put this nigga in the slow class. He asked me, what do we put in for the cash flow? Let's get Don Kalam a federal case. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Don't ask me nothing else for the rest of the night. Now, this is another one too, right here. You want me to help you? You help me help you. Drop a donation. Quit being cheap. We ain't talking about no type of cash flows. Read the book. Now, I want you to know, I had a special guest in here. He's been able to get funding from Square, okay? Don Kalam doesn't utilize Square. So you see they do small business loans up to $250,000, Square loans. You can check for offers, but you have to be a Square seller, all right? So y'all see, like never before, Don Kalam, if you pay attention to Don Kalam service processes, you're going to see that they're powered by Shopify, okay? Powered by Shopify. So I wrote a book exactly on how I get money and capital from Shopify. So I've included that with your class today as well. And this book will show you how to get grants for your nonprofit, that church I just established for you. So this is how to set up with something that's called Shopify Capital. And I've included those books for you as well. And they just go off the cash flow of the business. So you just have to learn how to create a cash flow for your business. If you don't have no real clients, you need to learn how to create your own cash flow for the business and make it appear legit. And then we'll make you an offer. And as simple as that. So to recap of everything, I showed you how to do the disputes, whether it's a hard inquiry or whether it's my Don Kalam dispute letter. You make sure you send this to the CFOs and the headquarters of each consumer reporting agency, whether it's TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. Send it to the CFO, send it to the headquarter addresses. Submit a complaint with the FDIC, the NCIU, if it's a credit union, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau online. You can submit a complaint online. But before you do any of these complaints, make sure that you have froze your credit reports. Make sure that all your credit reports are frozen. And then you can submit your disputes. All right. Now, and then I always say you've done a police report, all of that. That's how you get rid of your all the bad stuff on your credit report. Clean it up. Once it's cleaned up, you can unfreeze it, and then you're going to add trade lines. You can create your own UCC1 trade line that's in the credit report book, or you can go to Trade Line Supply or find your own Trade Line Supply company. We also have more Trade Line Supply companies in the credit report book. If you're a private mentee, you have access to all these past webinars. Most of our books have webinars that go along with the books, okay? So be sure to check your private mentee folder. Anybody that signed up for this class will get the replay within 48 hours Be patient. You got questions, book Don Kalam on the Cameo app. We get paid for interviews. If you go to the Like Never Before page, it tells you, be patient. Allow up to 48 hours for delivery. All orders are processed by humans. If you email us before 48 hours, we will cancel your order without a refund. Do not email us. Check your spam box. So once you're done with the credit report, unfrozen, you got all the bad stuff off, add your trade lines. Get 2 to 3 trade lines. $3,000 will have you looking like you got about $150,000 reporting on your credit alone. With that reporting on your credit, you can start to go get loans, reach out to people. You go to Don Kalam's top 10 startup capital for your small business. I got 10 lenders right here, plus more lenders at the top. But I got the 10 lenders that you can work on directly and reach out to them directly with at least 90 days of a bank statement that they can actually call and verify. 90 days. But always say your business is at least 2 years old, and they will help you get funding right away. You will get the funding within 48 hours. I guarantee you, if you need help with this, reach out to me one-on-one. I'll work with you, put a deposit and something on the back end. Next, you can open up your online business. You can use Square as a payment processor. I know people that get funded on Square. I've seen some people get $80,000. I've seen people get $180,000. But what I use is something called Shopify Capital. I open all my businesses up with Shopify, and I've got $140,000 from them directly. So that's what you have access to, and you'll have access to this replay. Shopify Qualified is the book to show you how to run your business exactly to get capital from Shopify. And that's what I have. I know we went over a lot, but that's why I put the books in the chat for you. That's why I put the books in the chat for you. So that's what we have for class today. It's $1 million worth of game. Whatever you believe it or not, I went above and beyond. Shem says perfection. Everybody says awesome. Give me up to 48 hours. You will have access to the replay. I appreciate y'all. Prosperity is your divine birthright. Peace and love, peace and love. Make sure y'all tag Don Kalam in your story posts. Shout me out in your TikTok videos. Do all of that. Shout me out. We got a song called Bars. Bars. B-A-R-Z. Hashtag Bars by Don Kalam. D-O-N-K-I-L-L-A-M. You will get access to these books. If you're looking for a book, see, people ask crazy shit. Where do I get the links for the books? Look at your folder. If you signed up for the class online like you were supposed to, I'm going to send you the link to all of this for the 80th time. I'm logging off, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.